So if you're retired like me and want more peace, here are 5 things it's time to let go of. It might end up being 7 things. So, number 1 is worrying about what everyone thinks, wanting everyone to like you. That is a lot of pressure, and it's just not going to happen. I mean, I know you know that from your life, that sometimes you just can't make everyone happy. So just letting go of, there are people that love you. I know that to be true. And embracing those people and stop needing everyone to like you. One of the other things that was really freeing for me personally was needing to look perfect. You know, I will be honest with you. So in my past, I would shower every day and wash my hair and fix my hair and put on makeup every day and dress as best I could. And every day, even if I didn't plan on going anywhere, I never got up without doing those things. It didn't care if I planned on doing yard work. I always had to look as best I could. And now I just don't worry about that stuff. I'm not saying I don't care about my appearance, because I do, but I don't care near as much as I used to. And that was, for me, because of who I was, that was very freeing. So that was another one. And then also having a perfect house, having my house be perfectly clean all the time. You never know when someone's going to stop by. And so that is a lot of pressure. And it doesn't have to be that way, because I guarantee you, if someone stops by to see you, they don't care what your house looks like. I mean, as long as they, you know what I mean. It doesn't have to be perfect. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. And letting go of that perfection, whether it be your appearance or your house or whatever that is, letting go of that is very freeing, extremely freeing. And that's what we need, is less stress in our lives and more freedom to just be who we are. Now there's days where I'm really comfortable in my sweatpants and that's what I wear. So that's very freeing for me. And then keeping up with trends. I think that goes along with some of the others. Like, I don't need to be trendy. I'm old. I don't need to be trendy. I rarely buy clothing anymore, because my stuff that's comfortable for me is good enough. I don't care if it's out of style or any of that stuff, but it is freedom for me, again, because I don't have to worry about that. I love my clothes that I have, so why would I need to buy any more? Just to be trendy. So that was a big one to let go of. And then some people might disagree with me on this one. Saying yes or saying no. Like, I'm not saying I was one of those people who just said yes all the time, but I said yes a lot of times when I really didn't want to, whether it be someone visiting, or whether it be going somewhere or doing something, or just favor. And I like helping people, but when you ask me to watch your kids or do something and I love kids, don't get me wrong, but having 3 kids in my house that have high energy is not okay with me anymore. It's just too stressful. So learning how to say no is a big deal. And it doesn't matter if they're your grandkids or your neighbor's kids. It doesn't even have to be about kids. It can be about anything. But being able to say no is a skill. And it's a skill that I think in retirement it's important that we learn, because our time is too short, that we don't need to be doing things that don't bring us joy or bring us stress. You know as well as I do that stress is very bad for us and gets worse for us as we age. So we don't need that stress, but I need a drink. So Then also, I have friends that are. I'm really choosy about my friends. Don't get me wrong. I love my friends, but I do have some that do tend to get into a lot of drama. And I have neighbors that seem to get into a lot of drama. You know, and some of the drama was we had a person in our neighborhood that was a drug dealer. That was drama. And, he would get arrested and be gone for 30 days and then he'd be back. And then he'd get arrested and then he'd be gone for 30 days and then he'd be back. And it was disruptive to the neighborhood. It was drama because the people buying the drugs would park all over the neighborhood and then walk to his house. I don't know if they thought that made it like they wouldn't get caught that way or what, but he made the mistake of having drugs delivered via the postal service. So it was got arrested, went to prison because that's a federal offense. So those kinds of drama things. And but there's also other people that my one neighbor was angry about someone parking their RV somewhere where it shouldn't have been, and she just got way, I had to let go of that and not get sucked into it. And I guess that's kind of the point is don't get sucked into other people's drama and don't buy into it with them. Don't go along with them. We just need to protect our serenity as best we can, and not getting sucked into drama is a big deal. And that actually is not an aging thing. I think that is true for anyone. Like, don't get sucked into someone else's drama because it's just not worth it. I don't know about your life, but I have enough in my own life that's real for me. My mom has dementia and it's really difficult. And so I have enough drama that I don't need someone else's to go along with. And then trying to please everyone, worrying about what people think of you. I don't want anyone to hate me. I don't want anyone to dislike me, but I don't spend as much time thinking about who does and doesn't. Personalities are all different. There's going to be people who don't like you, and it doesn't matter because do they actually matter to me? If we have just personality clashes or whatever, I don't think that I need to worry about that anymore. I don't think anyone, again, not just an age thing, I don't think anyone should worry about that anymore. What I think that guarding ourselves as we age, guarding the things that bring us joy and guarding the things that bring us peace are extremely important, and minimizing the things that cause us stress. There are always going to be stressful things in the world. At the time of this recording, the stressful thing for me right now is grocery prices and the cost of gas. So, but it doesn't matter what time it is, there's always things that have stress. So don't pull anyone else's into yours and try to minimize the amount of stress that you take in. If there are things that you can think of that you'd like to share with the rest of us, please put it in the comments. I would so appreciate it because we can totally help each other out and get through this and try to do it in a very graceful way. Thanks for watching.